tonight's tactical enhancement is a bit more of the Japanese Toki. We're playing Warhammer, the old world, 1,250 points, so that Andrew can field all of the miniatures he's just painted. And I'm fielding Dark Elves against this lot. Andrew, talk us through what you've got.
Okay, alright. Let's start with characters. So he's the general.
Yes, an angry man with an angry axe.
So he's the hero level Minotaur.
Yes.
Called Goreball. He's got a great weapon. Armour of meteoric iron. Which is basically just a 5+ ward. That's essentially what it is.
Yep.
Then he's got a talisman of protection, which is a 5+ ward.
Alright, so he's got a 5 and a 5.
5 and a 5, and a great weapon, and that's it. That's all he's got.
Cool.
Then Bray Shaman.
Ah, yes, this pretty boy.
So he's a level 2. He's got the Hag Tree Fetish and a Power Scroll.
It looks like somebody would have a fetish.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And that's it.
Cool.
Core units. Got a Gore Herd, 20 of them, the full command.
Righto, great.
A Minotaur Herd, which is these guys.
Yeah.
3 of them with hand weapon and shield and a champion. And then 5 Razorgores.
Units of 1 of the fucking blighters.
And for special, I've taken another Minotaur Herd of 2 with hand weapon and shield.
Yeah, so a caddy for your general.
Yeah, later screen. And for a rare unit, I've taken a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. He's just got a hand weapon.
That's what he tells you he does.
Like a hand weapon, but that is just a hand weapon.
Well, you know, with a name like Shaggoth, he's going to want a big hand weapon.
And I've given him the blackened plate.
Really? What's that do?
That gives him basically 4+ armor save. He's got the armor.
Scaredy skin.
And then he's got armored hide 2. So
Right.
he'll be running around with a 2+ armor save.
Well, that's a bit offensive. I'll have a think about what to do about that in a little while. In the meantime, and I better find out what I've actually taken here. I haven't looked at my list in a couple of days. We have... Okay, let's go from the bottom. We've got 2 bolt throwers, standard fare. 5 Cold One Riders, tooled up with full command plate armor, so they're on 2+ armor. And Lance, and they've got the Cold Blood banner, so they are not going to be quite as stupid as normal. We then have 2 units of Dark Riders to run around and do clever things with crossbows. I'll get them the shields and spears, and full command as well. So they might just about at a pinch take something out, and you know, it's a target-rich environment, I suppose. Then we have 20 Corsairs. Now, MSU is normally a good way to go, but I thought, well, Andrew's going to have a herd of these fuckers, and sometimes they can skirmish and then charge in any direction and then rank up after they've charged. So I thought, no, I'm not going to do MSU against that lot. I may get corrected on the rules here, but that was my thinking. Full command. And then I've got a sorceress who has got nothing but her charm. Let's get a close-up of her charm. Isn't she charming? I've got a standard bearer who's got a ward save, hand weapon and full plate, and we've got the banner of iron resolve, which makes this lot stubborn. And then I've got a general who's got full plate and what have I given him? A giant blade.
2 wounds.
Yeah, so it's +1 strength. I think it might be an AP one. I have to check that. But it does 2 wounds if he gets a wound on a target. So, because I figure with an army like this, there's absolutely 0 chance of avoiding melee with it. So I need a hammer and an anvil. That's what I thought. But that's a fine theory. Elves, however, make a rather dubious anvil. So we'll see if it works. And on that note, we will deploy and we'll check in before turn 1. Right, deployment is complete, and basically the only way I'm going to win this is by Andrew not knowing the rules. because that's a hell of a lot of nasty for 1250 points. And because Andrew has so many single unit drops, I had my army pretty much fully deployed before he deployed his. So this is actually an absolutely lethal army at 1250 points. So far out in this flank. Oh, now they're saying I need a box of tissues.
And a bowl of soup to cry in.
Oh, dearie me.
You know you're probably still going to win because you're just not in the game he's better than I do.
I haven't played this game in a couple of months, but anyway, griping aside, it's called self-handicapping. It's what you do in order to soften the emotional blow of getting your ass handed to you.
Is that my turn next to do that?
Absolutely.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, if you actually lose, you got an excuse for it. I don't. Anyway, we've got 3 Minotaurs over here. We've got Shaggy hiding behind the trees.
Oh, we have to come up with a better name than Shaggy. That's just. He's like one of the Muppets or something.
No, he was a cartoon character, and then he was a very unfortunate musician. Well, he was probably very fortunate, but the rest of us had to listen to it. Then we've got Pumbaa, another couple of the Minotaurs with the big boss with his overcompensatory wacky hammer. Some 7-point riffraff with a fucking mage, and a bunch more kitty cats, which are going to run around and make a nuisance of themselves. And I was just griping that Andrew used to give me a hard time with his fairly small Nurgle army, and the thing that ruined my day the most was the Beasts of Nurgle that would run around in individual units of monster. He had 3 of those. Now he's got 5 of these damn things. Anyway.
Actually, I stand corrected. I think the knights can take out the Minotaur Lord.
Yep.
Oh, we'll find out in a minute. I mean, he looks scary, but...
And the infantry, if he blows up, he shoots a lot at you.
See, Sean's here as well in order to give us advice on how to play the damn game, because he's played many more games than we have.
Yeah.
So I've got some light cav in the flank, as you do. A couple of bolt throwers shooting out of the forest.
Otherwise, it's not going to make the dice roll
Mage.
any better or matches.
I've got this unit with the standard bearer and my general in it, who might make themselves useful in a fight. Heavy cav that should do some damage if they get the charge in. And then some more light cav over here. We're thinking that may not be the optimal match. We'll see how we go. Anyway, so that's it. We'll roll now for turn 1 and see who gets to go first. 6. Well, that's useful. And 1. Yeah, that's good because I could do with an extra round of shooting before we get started. On that note, we'll check in at the end of Dark Elves turn 1. Dark Elves turn 1, and we shuffle forward in order to get shots and to get slightly further away from the back of the board, which always catches me out. We took 1 wound off of that fellow over there. We took no wounds off of those fellows over there, and we stuffed up with repeat bolt throwers because I forgot you've got to roll 3 plus D3. And the weird thing is I ended up with less shots, as you might expect. So I originally threw 6 dice per bolt thrower, but then more of them wounded. So we've cleaned up 1 Minotaur, which is better than I expected. And at which point Andrew announced just how shithouse the leadership is for Minotaur generals. 7. Yeah, I was wondering what the catch was with this army because it looks so damn scary. But he passed his panic test on the reroll because I would have felt a bit cheaty if he fucked up there actually. But that's it. That's it for turn 1 Dark Elves, and we'll check in at the end of Beastmen turn 1. End of turn 1 for the Beastmen, and they've moved forward, leading with the pussies. The big boys come out to play. We'll see what we can do there. And yeah, a lot of small, cheap ablative units, which will nonetheless be a big problem until I get rid of them. And no shooting, and they're too far away to do magic. So that's the end of turn 1 for the Beastmen. Right, turn 2 for the Dark Elves, and we charged a putty cat in the middle there, chased it off, ran it down, reformed in a convenient location. Now, Andrew had deployed his other kitty cat over here, and it's a bit of a nuisance, so I thought, screw it, we'll go all in, we'll charge him. Now, Andrew rolled crap, I rolled well in both fights, but he also rolled well enough to get away, which leaves my cavalry here right in front of this shit show. He's going to go to charge me with the monster or with the general. The general in the front, the monster in the flank. But that kitty cat's getting in the way of everybody else. So that's kind of interesting. In terms of learning the rules and how you can get yourself tangled up, it's very useful. For Andrew's grand plan, well, it's not complete crap, he's going to kill a bunch of cavalry, but otherwise it's probably a bit annoying. And that's it. Oh, and with the magic missile, I had a crack, but Andrew dispelled it. And the bolt throwers took out one kitty cat, which was there. Wounded the other one. But we are nonetheless rather badly positioned for possibly getting charged in the bolt throwers by the cats. God, they're lethal. And because I'm a ninny, I neglected to put my mage in a unit. And she may just end up being an entree. So on that note, we'll switch over to turn 2 for the Beastmen and see what happens. Okay, end of what was that turn? What the hell turn was it?
Well, I think we're in
Turn
3 now.
Actually, might have been turn 2. Yeah, turn 2 for the.
God, is it?
Turn 2 for the Beastmen. We're learning as we go because I haven't played in a while. Andrew's new to this edition of the game. He's used to kicking my ass in the previous one. What happened? Well, a kitty got in the way because it didn't rally. It's gone over there now. This kitty charged my mage. My mage fled, but he just got her. Went nom nom nom, and that was unfortunate. Andrew then did a bit of manoeuvring. He charged the Dark Riders with this guy, the Shaggoth, and just caught them, which is probably more likely, but I wasn't going to do anything by sitting there and taking the charge. So this guy's up in front of everybody and very exposed, but he's also a bit of a tricky one to fight. Then some magic. Andrew got off some really nasty magic. Blasted these guys with a whole bunch of strength 1 attacks, like 17 of them, and he's got a staff that means you reroll failed wounds to roll. Failed rolls to wound, I mean. And he ignores armor, which is pretty bad against this unit, I have to say.
Mm.
On the other hand, I got fucking lucky. That unit shouldn't be there. Then Andrew hit it with another spell, which didn't do anything. He did a bit of push, well, aside from pushing him back, because I made a shit ton of fucking armor saves, which I didn't deserve to make. So that unit really should have been gone once or twice over. And of course I couldn't do much about the magic, so I don't have a mage anymore. And the rest of his army is moving up to cover the flank and hopefully get a charge in. He really didn't want to expose him to getting charged in the face by these guys. And these kiddies have moved up to threaten the bolt throwers. So if the bolt throwers don't shoot the kitties, then then they're gone next turn. 60 points each, 80 points each now, I think. That's a bit rough.
You can kill them, but he has to dedicate shooting at them.
Yeah.
That's the catch.
That's right. Yeah. So I have a bit of a think about what to do because that bastard is horrific.
Yeah. If you want to terrain, you got to get really close first.
The knights could get it.
That's what I found. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
experience.
yeah.
These guys probably can't charge it because they'd have to wheel so much to get in. I have to think about whether to bother with that or not. And then we will look at what else I can do during my turn. And on that note, we'll check in at the end of Dark Elves turn 3. Alright, the end of... whose bloody turn was that? Dark Elves...
Turn 3?
Turn 3, yeah. Okay, so what happened? We charged this kitty cat with these guys, but because we were really at the extent of what we could get away with charging, only 2 of them got in. I think we did a wound on the cat, but then it killed 2 of the cav. But we got a standard, so therefore it's a tie. Just got to get rid of 1 wound off that fella. This bolt thrower shot the other kitty cat and cleaned it up. That left this one free to pick a wound off of those minotaurs over there. We had a look at what to do over here, and options were not great, so the best thing I could do was just charge the damn thing with the cold ones, which is, yeah, the cold ones were supposed to combo charge with the infantry in order to get things done. It hasn't worked out that way because it's been such a mess in the middle here, and also partly because Andrew's got a lot of units. So my optimism in terms of, when I planned this army, I wasn't taking into account all the kitty cats or just how many units Andrew would have. So that was interesting. Yeah, we picked one wound off of it. It killed one in return. We had a standard though, so we won by one, but then he rolled snake eyes, because let's face it, he's not likely to be intimidated at this point in time. That was about it. Yeah, we'll see what happens if these guys manage to get a charge in. Does this thing manage to get a charge in? We'll see. Over to Beastmen turn 3. End of Beastmen turn 3, and oh my lordy my, did they get out the... well, not the Yahtzee, but fuck, they killed a lot. These guys moved up. This guy polished off the last of the Cold One Knights, which wasn't surprising. This guy coughed up a magic missile at these guys who were closer forward, so I guess he maybe had line of sight then, but didn't actually work that out.
Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter. We'd assume you would have just positioned him smarter anyway. But basically what it comes down to is that he blasted half this unit apart with 2 spells. And I didn't stop anything. And these guys ran back 10 inches, which is an entirely reasonable thing to do after 50% of the units has been fragged by spells from a fucking...
2 front ranks just went down.
Gone. Yep. Fucking horrific. Over here, without the charge with the spears, we didn't do anything against this bass, which is a shame. We only had to collect 1 wound off of him, but he's still alive. So that was pretty horrible turn. Yeah, I lost a massive amount of combat power in that turn. There's a few things to be said about that matchup with the cold ones against this fella, because after the charge didn't have much luck, and really those cold ones are there to do a combo charge with the infantry, but it hasn't worked out that way because of well, a variety of factors. We'll get an opinion from Sean later about what we could have done instead of charging that thing. But for now, we'll go on to turn 4, by the end of which I suspect we'll have a conclusion. Right, end of turn 4 for the Dark Elves, and Maya wasn't that quick. Well, the first thing is that this lot rallied, and we shuffled them back a bit to give them some breathing room from the various other units that all want to charge and kill it, although the mage will probably fuck them up. And the bolt throwers cleaned up the remains of 1 kitty and took a wound off the other one, but he's going to charge in and make a nuisance of himself in the moment. On that note, well, brief turn, brief description, over to Beastmen turn 4. End of Beastmen turn 4, and I got the shit magicked out of me again. Blasted another 8 guys off, and that was only with 1 spell. He didn't even get the second spell off. Anyone who thinks magic's been toned down hasn't seen this combo. So that's just a level 2 with, what's that spell?
Vile Tide.
Vile Tide, which ignores armour, and yeah, you need a 6 to wound, but it's 5d6 to get there. So you're probably going to average... well,
5d6 is 15 hits.
It's 3.4. It's 7.
So yeah,
14,
you
do 2.5 wounds.
It's 17,
Yeah.
18.
But you've got a thing which re-rolls, fail rolls to wound.
That's the game changer.
And you've been rolling pretty well anyway. You've been rolling up quite a few 6s. Well, yeah, not against the the knights in the first time.
Things that actually,
but the last 2 turns you've rolled up a shitstorm.
Thing is,
and Kitty there just obliterated one of the War Machine crews without even trying.
Literally just sat on them.
Ran into play and knocked it off like a
a
cat knocking miniatures off a table. The fucking bastard. Right, so on that note, I'm gonna play it out. There's not much left to do, and we'll see what happens at the end of turn 5 Dark Elves. Turn 5 for the Dark Elves, and we did what could be done. This thing polished off the last kitty cat, just. These guys charged this lot. And we did roll rather well, but they ran rather a lot. If they don't rally, it'll be hilarious. And that's it. Next turn, they'll probably just get magicked off the table again. But on that note, we'll go over to the Beastmen turn 5. Okay, end of turn 5, Beastmen. Well, they've moved up here, and because this guy was afraid of getting shot, he's moved up the double behind these guys.
He prefers to shoot people rather than get shot at.
Oh, he's a big, brave magic user. Over here, these guys barreled on in to this, what was left of this unit. I actually challenged the general with my general. Then I rolled shit in the air to actually do anything to him and didn't do a thing. It's with the giant blade. I mean, the odds were I'd only take 2 wounds off the guy, but still, it's worth a try. And in return, he walloped him a good couple of times, and that polished him off. Yes, we're looking at a clean sweep, which hasn't happened in a very, very long time. So we'll go on into turn 6 just to give Andrew a chance to say he's killed everything on the board, and we'll check in after that. Right, turn 6 for the Dark Elves, and would you believe this little blighter issued a challenge against a general, and they didn't wound each other. And the Shaggoth got to jump up and down on one poor little champion who you really should have run away a second time, really. It's all going so well.
It was a 2-1 to hit, so yeah.
That's right. I did an extreme long shot thing trying to do some damage to these guys. Killed a couple, that's about statistically average. And unfortunately the bastards are within charge range, so yeah, we'll check in momentarily after a very short turn 6 for the Beastmen. Right, end of turn 6 Beastmen, and we've gone the full 6 turns, which is probably because it's a Friday night and it's a small game. Okay, this lot charged in against the bolt thrower. They killed one, and the surviving guy killed one of them. Then he rolled really low for his leadership, and he passed, so he's still there. He's still in the fight. And if he runs away real quickly, he can pretend that he won it.
Tell everybody else, yeah.
So the BSB
whereas the BSB, if he runs away from the Shaggoth, here's what's happened, right? We haven't exactly worked out all the finer points in the combat resolution, but that Battle Standard Bearer was in a challenge with the Minotaur General, and we once again did nothing to each other, but I won because I've got a Standard Bearer. Because there's nobody else to die. Yeah, well, yeah, I've got this ward that's 5+ against strength 4 or less, and 4+ against... yeah, because I want the Battle Standard Bearer to survive, because people like Sean have a nasty tendency to pick him out in the melee.
Well, that's fair enough.
And because the Stubborn is attached to a killable Standard Bearer, so you want to protect that guy as a matter of priority. And it worked, because the Shaggoth passed its leadership, but the General and his unit did not. So I get points for the General and his unit.
fleeing unit. I think do you get 25%?
No, it counts as destroyed because it's the end of the turn, end of the game, I think.
Fleeing unit. Yeah, you have to.
No, whatever.
It's not 50%.
Anyway, look, the bottom line is,
You've got 2 guys left in your army.
I'm surprised it wasn't a complete wipeout. It perhaps should have been.
I think if we played any more turns, it would be.
Wow, it's always if we play more turns. But I think the bottom line is, my army got roundly smashed. Gentlemen, what have we learned?
So listen to Sean.
What? Yeah.
It's Sean.
Shut up, Sean.
Yeah, Sean needs to stop talking to him. No.
Yeah.
Oh, look, this is my first game of the Beastmen, so still trying to figure out what actually works and what doesn't work. I think the Razor Gores did absolutely nothing in terms of killing power, but they distracted the bolt throwers for 5-6 turns, which is...
You killed a bolt thrower and a unit of...
yeah, you killed about 180 points worth of stuff.
Oh yeah, I did kill some riders.
So
yeah.
they were not...
They did most of their points back, actually.
No, there's 250 points for all of it.
Yeah, but you got about 180.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got 180 back, though.
Yeah.
It's not bad. But
It's pretty good.
It's a soaking up of the bolt thrower fire.
Yeah, because those things were just going to go kill bolt throwers otherwise. And look, you got a mage. That was pretty lethal, and you couldn't have done that with much else.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now, that was a mistake on my part, but without those things...
It was a lucky long-range charge, though, wasn't it?
Well, it was, but I never should have let you have it in the first place.
That's true, yeah.
So, yeah, those things have got incredible utility, and they're going to be really annoying every fucking game where you use them.
Oh, you can guarantee I'll be using them every single game.
Exactly right. And in a small game, they just account for an incredible amount of utility. And in fact, you're pretty much going to have to, if I know I'm taking on your army, I'm going to have to build it specifically to deal with that threat.
Yeah, multiple threats. Very
Each
long-range
enemy unit
charges.
that is fleeing at the end of the battle is worth a number of victory points equal to 50% of its points.
Oh, 50%.
Rounded fractions up.
No, 50% of the general in these unit.
Each enemy unit has been reduced to less than 25% of its starting unit strength.
So
At the beginning of the battle is worth a
divided by
number
2.
equal to 25% of its worth.
Hmm.
So that even the bolt thrower, you don't get 20. It's not 25%, because it would be dead otherwise. The king is dead. The general is dead. You get 100 victory points.
Yeah.
For each stand.
Well, we both
you
get that.
50. You get-
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we've both lost our general. So actually, this is my favourite guy.
Well, of course, he's fucking horrific.
He just
Yeah.
stopped everything.
What he did, and how many points is he?
250.
Yeah, so he should. I threw about 180 points worth of knights against him.
I still. Oh, yeah.
Look, to be honest with you, the thing that won you the game was your mage.
That's a killer combo.
Because that mage took out... He smacked around my knights, and he took out pretty much my entire infantry line before that even got into a melee.
Yeah, the problem was you allowed. I think that's those skirmishes, those fast cav on the. Overrun was a mistake.
Yeah,
That was-
when
sorry,
I
I think you
chased the
could've-
kitty and overran, yeah, that was silly.
You could have kept them there, and then you could use them later to divert or get in front.
Well, that's what I thought you could do, was just stay there and just shoot at my Minotaurs all day.
Yeah, I could have fallen back and shot at him. And
Or
that,
just
that probably would have been a smarter idea, but chasing the kitty was more fun.
Yes. Wild Tide's only got a short range.
Yeah, 15 inches.
You know the best way to deal with it? You get into combat with the mage in it, and you beat the shit out of it. And that it can't cast magic in combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's easier said than done.
Yeah, so there's a bit of silliness and fun and games. I think I made one mistake that cost me massively, and that was losing my mage, because without losing my mage, I could have been doing my dispels at +2.
And you could have shot.
Could have what?
Yeah, shooting, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, my mage, yeah. So I could have killed some stuff. So yeah, letting this little love get wasted was game turning, and she's not even that expensive. It's just no, wait, that's not the mage. Where's the mage?
She's
Buried in the hiding over here with the cavalry. You can only see her hair. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Oh, there she is. Yes, well, that's what happens when you go charging into battle wearing nothing but a bit of chainmail.
When you go
Rather
chasing
than
into
the
a pussy
loincloth.
with a pussy.
That's right.
It's,
Well,
it all goes sideways.
yes, and the pussy did the eating this time. It was terrible.
The other thing is the size of the game. We're only playing 1250, so little mistakes can have a huge impact.
That's a good point, and I mean, I'm fielding an elite army. It's fucking hard to balance an elite army in small point games.
I was expecting Hydras, to be honest.
Oh, I thought about it, but I thought I'll try something.
Hydras, that would be lethal.
Yes and no.
Shaggoth gets in and it's a dead Hydra.
But you know that magic spell of yours that does 5d6.
Yeah, it just
Thanks.
kills it straight
Yeah,
off.
they'd blast a Hydra off the table.
Yeah, but I have to get within 15 inches.
We're both it's a melee unit versus a melee army. You're gonna get your 15 inches.
Yeah, I just gotta be careful.
No, I think I know all of my armies are effectively elite. I don't have any horde armies.
Yeah, see, goblins go Wild Tide. You go, I just cast that. Yeah, you can have it. Don't worry.
No,
It's
that's
like I've killed 7 goblins. Yeah.
Yes, I don't care.
I really
There's
took,
only 28 left.
I only designed that guy to kill Dragon Riders because Dragon Riders would really ruin my day. So I just tried to
That's
design
a good
something.
point, because everyone's complaining about dragons killing this and killing that and being unstoppable. That fucking spell will obliterate them.
That's what I
Well,
designed, yeah.
put it. Yeah, but you got to
Well, no,
remember.
correction. The spell in combo with the staff that lets you re-roll
Yeah.
fails to wound.
The problem is in that kind of game, you're going to have mages which are level 4,
Oh yeah.
and you're going to be level 4, so you may get it off
Well,
easier.
okay, I could have taken a general in this game on a dragon,
The other thing is,
but Here's a problem, right? I thought I won't be too much of a cunt. I'll take an army that he knows. It's not too hard to beat. It's not the dwarfs, which I'm figuring out how to use. It's not the new wizard army, which would be a pain in the ass against you because there'd be a greater demon in it. So I thought, I'll do something that's quite reasonable for your first game. And was that a good idea? Fucking no. I should have ruined your day.
It's always next time.
No.
Yeah, we'll have a go. But no, you need more points. 1250 points. Look, it was a really interesting game, but I think this game doesn't work that well at less than 1500, and it works best at 2000.
Yeah, I've got the next chunk coming, but they take a month, 2 months to get here, so
Yeah, and you got to paint them.
I'm not going to pay them. So.
Yeah.
It's yeah. But
I want to see how your Empire go, because Empire are looking really interesting in this version of the game.
Very
it's
interesting.
not doing very well on it's
Yeah, but
up a lot.
that's because Empire used to be an easy army. You light it up, big fucking horde of stuff, lots of casualties, lots of big things, and you blast everything off the table. Whereas now, you've got to use combo tactics with units, and that looks really interesting. Much more interesting than the last edition.
That's what I've been saying. You got to use a combination of tactics to win the games now. It's not just it's like Blood Bowl, which is very much you do this, this, and this to get this. And it's the same with this game, that it seems very similar in that regard. And anything can go wrong because dice don't do what you want.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. Like at the start of this game, I thought, is it not going well?
You've got little ones.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame the dice in this game, because the things that fucked me were mistakes on my part and good list design on yours. And I had this plan where I was going to use hammer anvil, and I was going to use the shooting and the light cav to enable that hammer anvil combo to work. But it didn't work in part. I mean, it probably might never have worked. I only built it that way because I was expecting you to have that fucking thing where you can move up as a skirmisher and then rank up once you've charged into combat.
Oh, okay, right.
I think that's a rule somewhere in your army list for herds.
Right, I haven't come across it. I'll have a look.
And admittedly, I don't think I read that in the actual book. I think because that's what they used to do back in like 6th edition or something.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't get to rank up automatically, no. You're still in skirmish formation. It's only if you've got to commit an order. So if you get a reform, you go and you want to be in open order, then you go into an open order. And you just
Okay.
So if you get beat a unit and you're in skirmish formation, then you can go, I reform into open order.
So you got to charge in, fight as a skirmish unit, and then
I just realised.
What's
Yeah.
that?
In that fight, I'm close order, so I get +2 to my combat red, so that guy actually lost.
Yes.
Whoops.
And you're not in close order.
So he would have, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
it
lost
doesn't matter.
at
well.
-2.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Well,
I just realised
I
too.
think
And you would have
the
lost the turn before as well, close order.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did that. I did
Oh, well,
not,
shit
I did
happens.
not
At
start.
-1 leadership.
Yeah, I did
Should we
not.
spank him?
No.
well, it's got a reroll.
It's just-
Would have been fine.
He would have been fine. It was just he survived. Yeah. Anyway, doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that aside, I think you won the game anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to pick. No, it's fair enough.
But
It's
yeah,
fine. But you gotta remember, this is shit you gotta remember. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, there's a lot of things we've got to figure out. But yeah, so I picked an army based on something which you didn't do, and I did not realise that those kitties were. I thought those were the kitties that
Sean takes for his ogres.
similar. I thought they were similar.
But no, you fought against Razorgors with what's his name? Beastmen army.
Yeah, he has some powers.
Oh,
but you killed that. He only had one.
I think he only had 1 or 2 in his army.
Yeah, that might have been in the previous edition. I'm not
Two.
sure.
No.
it was in this.
Two
Oh,
units
okay.
of 3 dragon ogres. He had a Shaggoth and he had a big unit of infantry
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
came in
And
and,
then a
wiped,
couple of
your,
Razorgors just
and wiped out your dwarfs.
Well, the Razorgors obviously didn't do very much. They didn't leave an impression.
They didn't make it. They didn't leave an impression. I think these guys have left an impression.
Oh, we're not going to fucking forget them again. But anyway, look, I look forward to playing against these guys in a more well-rounded army, and I've got to think of how the fuck I'm going to beat them with some of my armies. I'm still suffering the challenges of trying to learn how to use several armies all over again instead of focusing on one, because it gets boring if you just do the one army over and over
Yeah.
again.
I don't know. I found my orcs very entertaining. But every game, the thing with the orcs though is every time I play, it's completely different. So and you've got such a
That's true.
variety of troops.
Yeah.
So like I played Night Goblins. It's like
It's kind of scary. It's like,
and there
it's
was
just
like,
a carpet of them.
it was no, I only had about 90.
Well,
I mean, I'm about to do another fucking elite army, which is just silly, but except for the fact that I'll be able to paint it.
Army, actually.
maybe, but I mean, yeah, but then I'm going to do an Empire army after that, and then maybe I might actually have some acceptable casualties. Would be a weird change for me. I haven't had them in a very long time.
Well, I fought the most elite army. He had an army of 2 units of cavalry and a dragon, a star dragon, a griffin head.
That's not really an army. That's a general with his bodyguard.
Yeah.
That's an Age of Sigmar army.
And he didn't. Yeah, he lost a lot. I did okay, but they couldn't. You can't touch the star dragon. He has a 2-up, 5-up, 5-up.
Oh, so ward and regen.
And a 2-up might receive. Yeah.
That's annoying.
It's just like.
That's very annoying.
But that was Andrew. I knew him. I used to play and Drew. I playing with him about 15 years ago. We went to tournaments when he was young. Well,
I'm going to have to wrap it up here because my battery is flashing red. So thanks for playing. Thanks for watching. Feel free to hit like, subscribe, etc. Explain what other dumb shit we did that could have turned the game.
Probably lots of things.
But for now, it's time to call it a night.